Hey, mahal everyone. Welcome back again to the Broadway Saiyan YouTube channel. I'm your host 40 and we are back with another video on the Alchemist code. In today's video, we're doing another character spotlight, and this time we're actually going to be visiting an older unit who was released to us a lot earlier when this game first came out to us in Global. She is going to be the OG waifu favorite, Yomi. Now before we get into the video, I do want to wish you guys a happy New Year's Eve, and to those of you overseas, you know, a happy New Year's. And I also want to remind you guys that there's only a few hours left before I close my entries for the 1500 subscriber milestone giveaway. So be sure to check out the video for that giveaway on the video description below of this video, as well as the pinned comments. I'm on Pacific Standard Time, so tomorrow morning, after I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to be making a video doing a draw, and I'm going to be doing that draw off of like a randomizer draw to declare who the winner is of that giveaway. So stay tuned for that video. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into our character spotlight for our OG waifu, Yomi. So, as always, we're going to look at the flavor of this character. So, Yomi is originally from Wadatsumi. There is her height, weight, birthday, blood type. She has the zodiac moon of the wind goddess. She likes cute little items, and her hobbies are climbing hills to gaze at the moon. Yomi is a descendant of an ancient family line of Wadatsumi. After the disappearance of her elder brother, Yomi became head of the family since there were no other sons. In battle, she uses a family blade, which was passed down from generation to generation. She continues searching for her brother, who killed her whole family before disappearing. So, pretty interesting stuff there about Yomi. I'm curious to see if we are going to get her brother as a character here in Alchemist Code. I'm not sure who that is, but I'm pretty sure maybe there is a character in JP who is her brother. So if you guys know who that is and you don't care to spoil it, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. Alright, so her range right over here as a Shrine Maiden is 0 to 1, which is a standard melee range. This also applies to her Ninja and to her Holy Brawler class. Her leader ability is Smasher's Trance, which raises strike attack by 30% for the whole party. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at Yomi's job. So the first job that she has straight out of the box is the Shrine Maiden. As a Shrine Maiden, she has access to Shamanism and Basic Shamanism. Shamanism gives her access to War Spirit Summon, Archery Spirit Summon, Magic Spirit Summon, and Fierce Spirit Summon. All of these skills apply a self-buff to Yomi. So for example, War Spirit Summon applies a buff to all stats, but especially boosts physical attack and physical defense for 3 turns. So she boosts all of her stats with these different summons, but 2 stats in particular, depending on which one you use, are boosted even higher. So pretty cool. She has a way to boost herself up and then next turn be able to dish out more damage. And then for Basic Shamanism, she has access to Purge, Purify, Protection, and Lucky Charm. So by the looks of this, it's kind of all over the place for a skill set. So Purge deals light damage weak to target, so as she has a way to deal light damage if you need to deal light damage to an enemy. Purify is pretty useful because it removes all statuses inflicted on the target, so kind of useful to have if you don't have any, like, let's say, panaceas for items. Protection raises the target's physical defense and magic defense, so it makes them a little bit more survivable. And then she has Lucky Charm, which has a large increase to target's crit rate and luck, so it gives the chance for the target to have a higher chance to crit and also luck, so that way when they defeat an enemy, there's a higher chance that they drop an item. Shrine Maiden also gives her the reactive ability, which is Return Curse. So she has a chance of performing a physical counter when receiving damage, plus a chance of inflicting skill block on attacking units. So the range on this is pretty much the same as a melee attack. It's a chance of performing a counter, but if she inflicts damage, she has a chance of also skill locking them. So that way they won't be able to use their skills for a certain amount of turns, which is pretty cool. And then as a passive, she gets Mind Up +2, which gives her a buff to her magic defense. Now, when you fully job master Shrine Maiden, Yomi is going to be getting stat bonuses for physical attack, magic attack, and luck. And those stat bonuses apply to all classes regardless of what she is. So when you job master this, keep in mind she gains stat bonuses to physical attack, magic attack, and luck. Now we're going to move on to her second job, which is Ninjutsu, or Ninja. So Ninja, when Yomi unlocks this, she becomes a whole lot better. The damage that she does is boosted, and also she becomes a whole lot more mobile. So this is a very excellent class for Yomi, and this is where I feel Yomi starts to shine. So as a ninja, she gets ninjutsu and basic ninjutsu. We're already pretty familiar with this, but we'll go ahead and go over it again for those of you that are new to the unit. So as in ninjutsu, she gets Utsutsemi, which gives her a buff to her own evasion. She also gets Smoke Bomb, Tranquilizing Blade, Venom Blade, Viper Blade, and Shadow Stitch and Golden Bind. All of these inflict damage, and they also inflict a specific status ailment depending on which one it is. So for example, if you use Venom Blade, she'll inflict that physical damage, and then she will also inflict the poison status. But keep in mind, the range on these is pretty much the same as a melee attack, except for Smoke Bomb, which Smoke Bomb inflicts blind on units with an area around self, and it has a scope 3x3 square around self and a height range of 2. So it's ranged. It doesn't inflict any damage, but it inflicts blind on units that are around her. So it's pretty cool if you want to nullify physical attacks coming your way, so you have a higher chance of dodging them by inflicting blind. Now for basic ninjutsu, we're all pretty familiar with this. So basic ninjutsu gives Yomi access to Shuriken, which is a physical range attack with a chance of critical. And then afterwards, she gets access to the different elemental seals, which is fire, water, wind, and thunder. So it gives her a lot more elemental flexibility, which is great for the class itself. Now, the passives that she gets for Ninja is Ninja Stealth, which is by far one of the best passives for her because it increases her already great mobility even more. So she gets a move +1 and a jump +1. So this is great, and you can also use this across any of her other classes, which makes her more mobile with those classes. Now, the reactive ability she gets is Poison Fog, so the range on it is 1 and the height range is 2, so she has a chance of inflicting poison on an attacker when receiving damage. It's pretty situational. I feel like this is maybe useful against maybe like those ratties that have really high defense, and if you're only able to deal 1 damage to them and they deal damage to you, at least you're maybe able to inflict poison on them and kind of inflict like a dot, and that dot, I believe, lasts 3 turns. Okay, now when you master the ninja class, when you job master it, the stat bonuses that you get for mastering this class is physical attack, agility, and crit. So just keep that in mind. You're going to get a stat bonus to physical attack, agility, and crit across all jobs, regardless of what you are, as long as you master ninja. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to her final job, which is the Holy Brawler. Now, as a Holy Brawler, she gets access to Fist and Basic Fist, so we're pretty familiar with this, especially for those of us who have like Shayna or Lucian. But on Fist, she gets Focus Palm, Palm Shockwave, Exploding Palm, Void Strike, Divine Battle Trance, and Supreme Battle Trance. So all of these different attacks, when you inflict physical damage, they have a chance of inflicting either a specific status ailment or they have a specific range. Like, for example, Palm Shockwave has a range 3 and a height 1, so it gives her a little bit of a ranged ability. And then Exploding Palm has a range of 1, but there's a scope of 3 lateral. So it's pretty cool because she can hit 3 lateral in front of her. And then, let's see here, Supreme Battle Trance is probably her most noteworthy ability. Even though it has the regular range of a melee attack, it inflicts physical damage strong, and it's strong versus human opponents. So keep that in mind when fighting against human opponents. Now, Basic Fist, she gains access to Steel Fist, Blinding Thrust, Sharpening Focus, which can increase her own physical attack, Hardening Focus increases her own physical defense, Controlling Focus removes all statuses inflicted on self, and then Whirlwind Kick is probably the best ability from this set, which inflicts physical damage weak on units within target area. So it's a way for her to hit multiple opponents at the same time, and the jewel cost is pretty low, it's only 24, so it's not bad. And then the passives that she gets from Holy Brawler, we're all pretty familiar with them, but we'll go ahead and go over, is Iron Body, which raises her max HP, so gives her a little bit more survivability. She also gets Guts, which Guts increases chance of surviving fatal damage, and she also gets Strike Mastery +2, which increases the amount of damage she does with strike attacks, which is pretty much what the Holy Brawler uses. They use strike type damage. And then the reactive ability is Cross Counter, which performs a physical counter when receiving damage. Now, it is only within melee range, but it is a guaranteed counter. So this is not just a chance to counter, it is a guaranteed counter, and by far is probably the best reactive ability that Yomi has available. Now, when mastering the Holy Brawler, Yomi actually gets a stat bonus to 4 stats, not just 3, but 4. So she gets it for HP, she gets it for physical attack, she gets it for agility, and she gets it for dexterity. So she gets all 4 of those stat bonuses upon mastering the Holy Brawler. Now, what is the recommended setup for Yomi? Well, for me personally, I would use her as a Holy Brawler. I would have her with the... Obviously, she's going to be having Fist, which is her base ability as a Holy Brawler. And then for her secondary ability, you can either go with Basic Fist or Basic Ninjutsu. Me personally, I prefer Basic Ninjutsu because I want that elemental flexibility. And because the Holy Brawler already has a very high physical attack, it complements the Basic Ninjutsu because those elemental seals are actually physical damage, which is great. Now for the passives, I would definitely give her Iron Body from the Holy Brawler set because it gives her more HP. And then you can either go with Strike Mastery if you want to increase the damage she deals with strikes, or you can go with Ninja Step if you want to opt for more mobility. It's really up to you. Either one works. Just keep in mind with Strike Mastery, she will deal more damage with her strike abilities. And then as far as reactive ability goes, definitely I would go with Cross Counter because Cross Counter is a guaranteed counter, where the other ones, Poison Fog and Return Curse, there are only a chance of, you know, them triggering, whereas this one is guaranteed. So overall, what do I think of Yomi as a character? Well, Yomi is great. Outside of the box, unfortunately, as a Shrine Maiden, she's kind of, I want to say average to below average, because Shrine Maiden is a very, I would say, very situational class. To really shine, you really need to buff yourself first and then deal damage, and even then, it doesn't really offer a lot. It's just overall just kind of an average to below average class. When she gains Job 2 is where she really shines, because that way she gains mobility as a ninja. She's also very fast with that high agility. She deals pretty good damage, not super amount of damage, but pretty good damage. And then she has those elemental attacks with the different seals. But where she really excels definitely is Holy Brawler. As we all know, Holy Brawler is one of the best classes in the game as far as physical DPS goes. So definitely, once you unlock Holy Brawler for your Yomi, you should be going Holy Brawler for her. And keep in mind, amongst the 3 Holy Brawlers that we have in the game, she is currently the 2nd fastest. So she has the 2nd highest agility within the 3 available Holy Brawlers. So right now we have Lucian, Shayna, and Yomi. So Lucian has the highest agility as a Holy Brawler, followed by Yomi, and then Shayna. Alright, well, that is going to be it for my character spotlight on Yomi. I hope you guys found this information useful. If you guys enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, and also subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Alchemist Code content. Again, don't forget about my giveaway. Only a few hours left before I close all the drawing entries, and then tomorrow morning, Pacific Standard Time, probably around like 10 or 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be announcing the winner via a video. Once again, I am the Broadway Saiyan. My name is 40. Stay tuned for the next video. Have a happy New Year's, and mahal, everyone.